everyone. Rick and Deb here. We are in Marquette, Kansas. Okay. We are in Marquette, Kansas. We're standing in front of a motorcycle museum this morning, which I've already talked to the proprietors, the owners, and he said it was perfectly fine. So it was real foggy this morning. It's let up a little bit, but Marquette is not too far from Lindsborg, Kansas. That kind of gives you an idea of where we're at. It is Saturday morning. It's 10 after 10. So we're going to go in. We're going to look around a little bit and look at these motorcycles and such he's got in here. And when I get that done, I'm going to do a walking tour of Marquette. We're like 2 hours from our home base. So, like we say, come on in and join me, and we'll look at these wonderful motorcycles and such. Well, come on. Okay.
All right, my name's Dixon Johnson, and I help one of the volunteers here at the Kansas Motorcycle Museum. The reason the museum is here is Stan the Man. Stan the Man Engdahl. There's some pictures and articles on Stan. He won all these trophies on the wall. There's over 600 trophies he won in his racing career. He was a 5-time national champ, 16-time state champ of Kansas. He did it all on a Harley Davidson like that one right there.
Oh, okay.
And all the bikes we have up here in front except for this. Yeah, that's a Harley Davidson 750 KR. All the bikes we have up here in front except for that one and this 1948 Indian Big Bay Scout. The rest of them are all over 100 years old here in the center.
Wow, okay.
The one up on the stand is a 1915 Harley. Wonderful restoration. It's won a bunch of competitions. The oldest bike, am I going too fast for you here?
No, you're fine. I'm just,
Okay.
yeah.
The oldest bike we have is this 1908 Thor. And if you look on the internet, it'll tell you there's only 2 of those still in existence, and we've got one right here in Marquette, Kansas, of all places.
Oh, that's cool.
The one up on the stand is the 1914 Feilbach Limited.
Oh,
And that
wow.
guy was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, trying to compete with the big boys, Harley and Indian, and he went out of business in 1915, and that's 1914. That was one of his last productions, so it's a fairly rare bike.
And this won the Barrett Jackson Best of Show Awards
Oh,
back
my.
in 2017 in the motorcycle division in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Wow. That is
People
cool.
chose-
1917 Henderson.
Yeah, okay. That is
This
so
one
cool.
we haven't had very long. It came out of the National Museum in Anamosa, Iowa, and it's owned by the Antique Motorcycle Foundation in Kansas City. It's a 1915 Henderson.
And
It's,
they call
really-
this,
yeah.
they call this an immaculate restoration. The person who restored this even went to the point of restoring each and every one of these little tiny cooling fins. And it has a beautiful blue paint job, navy blue with gold lettering and gold pinstriping. It's a beautiful.
It is real pretty. It is. It's real pretty.
1913 Jefferson Board Track Racer, and that was actually featured in the American Iron magazine, which is a national publication here a year ago, June. There's only 2 of those still in existence. This one looks like it's brand new, but that's actually a 1913 Sears. They sold in the Sears catalog in 1913, and you could buy that brand new in 1913 for $235, which is about the average yearly salary back in 1913.
Cool. I love that. That is so neat. I like that. That's just really neat. Yeah.
1913 Pope, which is all in original condition.
Wow. Original
Come right
condition.
over here, I'll show you this bike. This one is a 1909 theme motorcycle. And the Motorcycle Antique Buyer's Guide states that there are no known surviving examples of that motorcycle. And guess what? We've got one right here in Marquette, Kansas.
That is really cool.
That was manufactured in St. Paul, Minnesota from 1901 to 1911. And that's in 1909. We got a 1913 Harley Davidson here. And back in the day, up until about 1916, at night, if you're going to ride at night, you had this was a lit flame. You had to open this up, and it was It's the same principle as a miner's candle, the settling in water, and it formed the gas, and that was the fuel. So you're riding at night with the lit flame to light the way
Wow.
down the track for you.
Yeah, I see that. Wow. Well, that is really cool. Okay.
Okay, so let's go here in this other room here. We've got 3 rooms of motorcycles. We've got about 145 motorcycles total. And this room starting about 1929. These are all in kind of chronological order. Starting about 1929 on up.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at that bike. Wow. These are all Harley Davidsons, I take it. Or
No, they're mainly Harleys, but they're, let's see. I guess in this row they're mainly Harleys is what we have. The middle row here, we have a bunch of Indians, and starting about 1934. This bike has won a bunch of competitions. This is a 1930 Henderson, and this won a bunch of competitions. A guy out in California restored it.
that is really, it's just got that iconic look, you know, the bigger, the larger
Yeah.
motorcycles. Wow.
This 1959 Panhead was actually owned at one time by Elvis Presley.
Oh, I got to get that one. Okay.
And Elvis had all the custom stuff you see in the back, all the custom lights he had put on, saddlebags, and
Look at,
Elvis liked Corvettes. He had a Corvette emblem put on the rear bumper there. This motorcycle even has lights around the spokes on the wheels.
that is so cool. Saddlebags and all, boy. He's really got it. Really had it fixed up nice.
I should mention these are all on loan from a guy named Mike Baumeier, and there's a picture of him.
Okay. Okay.
He had the Harley dealership in Salina and Wichita.
Okay.
He was a good friend of Stan's, and Stan used to help him work on bikes back in the day, and they got to be really good friends. So when we started the museum here, Stan, we didn't have any motorcycles, and Stan called, put his trophies up on the wall and started calling his buddies to bring motorcycles here on loan. So that's how we ended up with a lot of the bikes.
Oh, this is just beautiful. That is just beautiful. Gorgeous bike.
And we've had, over the years, we've had bikes donated to the museum now, but a lot of the bikes we have are on loan. And this row is kind of a variety of, starting with some bikes that were built or sold by Montgomery Ward, you know, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yamaha, Suzuki's.
Look at that little jacket.
Hondas,
That's cute.
BMW,
Oh, yeah, it sure is.
Kawasaki. This is a rotary engine Suzuki.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Beautiful bikes. Yeah, have you ever heard the history of the BMW
What's that?
company? You ever heard the history of the BMW company?
The BMW?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Germany? Yeah.
Yeah. They actually started out making airplanes.
Yeah.
That symbol means air, sky, and yeah, that blue and white. Yeah,
Okay.
and then they went to, eventually they went to cars, and yeah.
We have a lot of tie-ins with motorcycles, and the lady, that's Leona Patrick, and she was actually the president of the Motor Maids, which is a national ladies motorcycle
Okay.
organization. And she rode all over the United States promoting motorcycle riding for ladies
Oh, that's cool.
back in the day.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
in
you
there.
do. I mean, it's really impressive. I looked this up online. I
Yeah.
found it by accident, and I told the wife, we need to drive over there and take a look at this. But yeah, really nice.
We have one of the guys, he's a British bike guy, and we have on loan from him, Steve McGee. He lives in Salina, and he restored this bike. He calls it a Beezerdap. It's actually a 1957 Zindap, which is German, frame, and he
Okay.
put a BSA motor on it, and he calls it a Beezer DAP.
Okay.
We got some really nice Triumph motors.
Oh, look at those. Yeah. That is really nice.
That was donated to the museum by a nice lady from Wichita.
Okay.
We've had that for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
This is kind of a rare bike. They call it the tub bike, Triumph tub bike.
Oh, I see
And
that.
the reason is because it was made to ride in the rain over in England, and this rear seat and fender there come down on the side, and when it was exported to the United States, a lot of the people that bought the bike thought that was really ugly and took that off. So there's not that many of those still left intact.
I bet not. Hmm.
So Ski Rabbit,
Oh.
and that's fairly rare. That was actually built by the Chrysler Corporation under a government contract, and the government they thought they were going to buy a bunch of them, and they had problems with them mechanically, so the government never picked up the contract, so it was kind of a prototype.
Yeah.
Stan Man did a whole bunch of different type of racing, and he used to do some sidecar racing. And the guy that he used to sidecar race was a big guy, about 6'4", weighed about 350 pounds.
Oh
and
my
he was
goodness.
his partner there. And that's kind of a neat picture there, that when they were racing, the guy's head's
Yeah.
about a foot off the
Oh, I see
track.
that. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
That's the Swedish-made North Coast scooter, and that's very rare. There's only a couple of those in the United States. And they came from Sweden. They were made to do deliveries in Sweden, and you hop in, open up the
Oh.
here,
Oh, yeah.
and pull on the cord there to start the motor and drive her down the street.
Oh, I'll be. Huh. That's cool. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
The bike right behind you is a Honda 350, and really nothing special. There was a lot of them made, but the story behind it, the guy was an F4 pilot. He had the bike with him over in Thailand, and he got shot down. He was missing in action for a while, and his wife had the bike shipped back to the States. He ended up in the Hanoi Hilton.
Uh-oh.
And after he was released, he had a wonderful Air Force career. He became lead in the Air Force Thunderbird aerobatic team. He made Brigadier General. And in 2016, he was honored as Kansan of the Year.
Cool.
Jim Latham. And he donated that bike to the museum.
Oh.
And
That's
all the
nice.
veterans seem to really appreciate this bike.
I bet so. You bet. Yep. Yeah. That's really. Yep. Huh. Early model Segway.
Yeah.
Early model Segway. Okay.
So let's go back. We got the background here. Let's
Okay. Sure.
There's an Indian 4, like Mike Wolf on the Pickers has.
Oh. Okay.
We were
Okay.
hoping they would come here one time, but when Stan's wife was alive, I guess a producer called, and we thought they were going to come, but they never did show.
Never did show up.
We really don't have anything for sale in here. But,
Right.
So maybe that's why they never came. That's one of my favorites. That's a
Oh, that's
K model
beautiful.
55. It was a precursor to the Sportster. And in 1955, they only made about 250 of those.
That's beautiful. I like that. Look at all that chrome.
This guy was in the movie On Any Sunday with Steve McQueen. Ken Presgrove, he grew up in Topeka area, and he was one of the top factory riders for BSA, and he was in that movie On Any Sunday that Steve McQueen produced, and that's kind of a tribute to him.
Mm-hmm.
After he was in that movie, he was racing on ABC Wild World of Sports on a Saturday in Louisville, Kentucky, and he wrecked, and this guy came along, hit him, and killed him. He was only 24 years old.
Oh no.
And so that's
Oh.
kind of a tribute
Yeah.
to him.
That's a
and that was one
shame.
of the bikes that he raced.
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah.
Daryl Doble was another famous racer, and he won the Daytona 200, back in '64. And there's a letter that was written by Walter Davidson to him, congratulating him on winning the race.
Mm-hmm.
Davidson was the son of the Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
One,
Yeah.
so.
Okay,
Okay, so
looking
in
evil.
this room we have a bunch of scooters and drag bikes. And we have one of the replicas of Kenny Roberts. He was very famous. When I was a kid growing up, he was winning all the races on ABC Wild World of Sports, and very famous guy, won a lot of international races.
Okay.
I'll point this out to people. We have you ever seen a motorcycle training wheels? We have a couple of them, that little Indian there.
Oh, look at that. It
It's got
sure
training
is.
wheels on it.
I see that. It's got the training wheels on the back end.
Yeah.
That's a different.
So we got a bunch of scooters. This is Allstate that was sold at Sears.
Oh, not neat.
We have a bunch of Cushmans.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made that. Harley Davidson made a little, they call it the Hummer.
Okay. Yeah. I've always liked the Harley Davidson bikes.
Tim Lenforce was a local guy here, and he was, Stan and Lavona never had any children, and Tim was kind of like the kid they never had, and he won a couple national championships, and he went to work at Harley and Salina for Mike Baumeier, and then he ended up owning the dealership out there, and they just closed down about a year ago.
Okay. Boy. Now this looks like a dragster type of a bike.
What's that?
This over here.
Yeah, we got a couple drag bikes here. These both of these guys are Topeka boys. Carl Lewis, and he's since passed on, and Aaron Nottestad had
Oh, that would.
these two bikes, and he's passed on now
Yeah.
too. So
That would be kind of frightening. You know what I mean? To go that fast.
yeah,
How fast would these top out at?
oh yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know for sure.
I bet it'd be. Yeah, it'd be
It's faster than I want.
probably pretty fast. First of all, I want to go. Yeah.
So this is a good story. This guy was in Waukene, Kansas, and he called us a few years back and said he built his own motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to donate to the motorcycle museum. And he was in his 70s. Him and his wife brought the bike in, and it's just a Huffy bike that you probably get at Walmart. But he had to retool all the stuff here, and he was really proud of it. This Briggs and Stratton motor that probably came out of a washing machine
Oh.
back in the day, and he retooled all this to operate. And he said that he was probably in his 70s. He said he had it up to like 25 mile an hour, which is pretty fast for that. So,
Wow.
and there's a early 1900 Swin bicycle, which is, you don't see many of those around.
No, sure don't. That was well, pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. I know these pedal cars are highly collectible.
Oh, yeah.
They're highly collectible. If you can get one, they're, yeah.
This little midget car has got this motorcycle. It's a knucklehead engine in it.
Okay.
One of the things people overlook are these gas tanks we got here. But that one there, the oldest one is it's gravity fed, and what you had to do is you pumped it and got it up in where the glass was, and that told you how many gallons you had, and then it would gravity feed into your car.
Isn't that where the term gas pump come from? Was you had to pump the gas into the cylinder?
Yeah.
They're still called gas pumps today,
Yeah.
even though you don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, I just love this kind of stuff. We was in where was we at? We was on the outskirts of Joplin, and they had one of these like flea markets.
Yeah.
And somebody had a whole bunch of these for sale. They've been refurbished, and they weren't cheap.
No, they've gotten really pricey. Yeah.
They were like $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
But I just love stuff like this. I mean, these are way before my time, but I just think it's cool to see an old gas pump.
We had a guy that had an antique shop down here at the corner, and he had, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these gas pumps, and he had them, but he'd since closed down. We hated to see him go. But that's kind of what we got going on here. We're just trying to keep the town going here, Marquette, Kansas, and we appreciate you coming. And
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We go to small towns.
Yeah.
We go to I do about every kind of video. We're not real picky. I just do love a bit, a lot of everything. But and I love the scenery out here, and it's just really nice. It was just a nice little drive this morning. It's kind of foggy.
Yeah, it's supposed to warm up.
Yeah.
I just came back from Colorado here yesterday, so.
Oh.
To sign that book. That's all right. That calendar.
Okay, well, that was a wonderful self-guided tour. But what we're going to do is we're going to go around and we're going to kind of slow down a little bit, and we're going to kind of take our time and look around here a little bit, and then we'll probably do a video of the town Marquette. They sell baseball caps. I may have to get me one of these. I probably will. I like that. That's pretty cool. And they got license plates, just all kinds of stuff. But we're going to take our time. We're going to kind of walk through here a little bit and just look at all these wonderful motorcycles. I am going to try to do a photo montage. What the deal is, my last few videos haven't had that. It's not my typical intro, but what happened was my software I was using for like 6 or 7 years, it started messing up on us, and I can't use it anymore. Not until I figure out what's wrong with it. We got a new program, and I've just not figured it all out yet. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to get back the way I used to do the videos. But anyway, that's enough of that. I just kind of thought you might want to know why you don't see the typical intro like I used to do. But I'm working on it. But we're going to take a look at these wonderful, and there's 3 rooms of these motorcycles. Most of them are on loan, but a lot of them are very, very rare, very rare. They don't make these anymore, and these are, of course, these 2 up here are Harley Davidsons, but they have all different kinds of bikes. That's called an emblem here, and it's just one of the ones that we looked at earlier. But these are just remarkable bikes, and they sell. Looks like they even sell. They sell T-shirts. I might have to get me one here in a little bit, but we're going to look around here. And I like the way he explained about things like this lamp that they used for a headlight, back in the day. But yeah, it's really nice. And I think I mentioned this earlier. I've been to the Motorcycle Museum in Augusta, Kansas. And so this is kind of just another museum, motorcycle museum. But some of these are quite old. This is a 1926 Excelsior. And it's just remarkable that they're still in He's still here with us. But there's a ton of these.
One. It's got a big, it's kind of like an open living room.
Yeah. Here's a 1974 Honda right here.
I gotta buy it right there, because I'm gonna put money into it. Well, I figured I'd probably sell it right.
I'm really trying to get these, but there's so many of them. They're just incredible. I do plan on taking some pictures. I'm gonna try to put pictures at the end of it, but it's just going to take some time for me to get used to this new program that we've got. But yeah, really nice bikes, and some of them are really quite unique, like this one right here. This is a 1926 Super X, and it just kind of got a kind of a unique look to it. Yeah, those are almost kind of a yellowish tire. Makes them look kind of different. Here's an Indian. A lot of you are very familiar with those. But there's an Indian motorcycle. There's another one over here. And there's all kinds of trophies. I'll have to show those in a minute. Lining the walls here. Just all kinds of trophies. And some of these he's profiled, you know. But yeah, it's just remarkable. But all the bikes, all the motorcycles, just crazy. This is almost as large as or is as large as the one in Augusta. I think we'll go on the other side, and we're going to take a look down this other row down here. Trying to give you an overall view of the museum. There's a lot to see, and there's just a ton of trophies. Look at all those trophies. We'll get a better look here in just a minute. Just trying to get the feel of the museum here in Marquette. It's just row after row of different kinds of bikes, race bikes, you know, the big Harleys, and it's quite a variety of bikes. Maybe some of you motorcycle enthusiasts, lovers of motorbikes will enjoy this video. He was very enlightening on the history of some of these bikes. Let's walk up this way and we'll take a look at some of these. Getting about as close as I can get to these trophies. But as you can tell, there are a ton of these from over the years. I'll try to go all the way down here. Boy. Oh, I like that one there with the flag. So I get up here a little bit closer. I like that one. Yeah. They even go down along here too. I'm hoping that maybe when I get out here after a while, it'll be a little bit more clear out. It was kind of foggy this morning on the way here. Yeah. Just trying to get you a feel of all the trophies. Here's a 1948 Indian big bass. Mhm. That's really I like that blue and gold trim. That's really nice. I like these handlebars. That's different. That is really different. Like you said, this was bought from Sears. This motorcycle was. Sears bike. Here's another Indian motorcycle. There's a couple of Indians. Yeah. It's a lot bigger than it looks once you get inside. We'll go back in here and look around a little bit. It's a Yamaha. A lot of books on bikes too here. They got some models up here too. Model kits or bikes. We even got some like Avon decanters up there. Display case. Boy. I know it's kind of got a glare on it. But yeah. I try to get them that's got the signage on them to tell us where they're from and where we're at this morning. And that's where people sign their names and such. The Harley Davidson 750. And pretty tall trophies. Boy, howdy. I'm just going to work my way around. Here's the dragsters again, the bike dragsters. I bet these things can, probably what? Maybe around 200 miles an hour, maybe more. That's just a guess, because I don't really know. But yeah, look how long those are. It'll be where you would sit, and you'd almost have to lean over. This one looks like a snake on it, on this one. Boy, that's just... Here, this says very early 1900s Schwinn Admiral bicycle. That is just so cool. Big coffee pot, I would assume. Here's a little, it says Super Honda on it. They don't know the year. That's tiny, but that's just one of those pedal, it's like a pedal car, you know. And then here's another little pedal car with some teddy bears in it. And this is a 1957 Schwinn Black Phantom. And here's the engine. I know what's showing some of these, but I was going to go around, and this race car is powered by a 1946 74 cubic inch flathead Harley Davidson engine and drivetrain. There's the gas pumps we looked at earlier. Some of these are just really unique. I've never seen some of these before. Here's a 1982 Cushman Highlander. A power cycle. Simplex automatic. Okay. Here's a Vespa. 200cc oil injected 4-speed. These are really popular. I know a lot of people that get around on these. So here's an older model. This is actually a 1962 Monaco. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And this is a says Ita. Am I pronouncing that right? 1962. It's really different. 1969 Honda. There's a 1969 Yamaha Pink Lady, it says on it. 1969 Lady Yamaha. Okay. 4-stroke Indian. There's a 1966 Cushman Silver Eagle. I think I about looked around all this here. Pretty much in here. Pretty much. There's a bunch of these in the middle. Just kind of give you an overall view of these here. There's a little one. Seven Bridges Road. That's interesting. It's made up to look like a saloon. I didn't even see that one hanging from the ceiling. Okay, well, I think we've been in the very first room you come to. Let's go over here and we'll look around a little bit. And I think we've seen. Here's a bench. Kansas Motorcycle Museum, donated by KMSA Reunion Gang. And this is what he's talking about, where the young man was killed. in an accident. Wasn't very old, I guess, early 20s. Was in a movie on any Sunday. The late great Ken Presgrove. That's the bike that he rode. Here's the Evel Knievel. We've been to the Evel Knievel Museum in Topeka. And there's also a little Evel Knievel Museum in Miami, Oklahoma as well. We've been to that one too. Here's a Super Glide, Harley Davidson. There's a nice picture of the motorcycle museum. I'm gonna have to go out. I'm gonna be taking some pictures. Hopefully I think the fog's lifted pretty much. I think it's cloudy outside, but that's okay. I can still take some pictures. I'm gonna do a tour of the town too here in just a little bit. I like that bright yellow Harley Davidson. And here's this blue and yellow. It's really nice. Here's a 1949 Harley Davidson Hydroglide. Yeah, a lot of bikes. I always like the Harley Davidsons. Yeah. This almost kind of looks military a little bit. I know it's not, but it's kind of got that look to it. It's probably not though, but that OD green with the red. Of course, it wouldn't have the red striping on if it was military, but it kind of reminds you of that, just maybe a little bit. Here's a 1929 HD BAF. Very rare. Only 213 of these of this model made, and only 4 or 5 are thought to exist. Yeah, that's what's cool about these. They're just very rare. A lot of these are. Yeah, there's a sidecar. That's pretty cool. On this bike here, Harley Davidson. A Swedish made, very rare machine. Only one more known to be in the U.S. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess I need to sign there. I'll do that here after a while. It's got brochures and such. I'll sign it here in a little bit. We'll just walk down here. Indian 1946 Indian Chief. And again, this bike, no, wait a minute, it's the next one over. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get these mixed up. This is a 1961 Harley Davidson Panhead bike. Look at all that chrome. And I love this. Look at this. That is just beautiful. Oh, this is a 1949 Harley. It is just beautiful. These Harleys are just absolutely beautiful. Now this one was owned by Elvis Presley. Like the man said, he loved Corvettes, so he's got the Corvette emblem on the back there. Look at all those tail lights and brake lights and such. Nevada, 1959. It's got the saddlebags on it. This thing is decked out now. I mean, big time. Look at all that chrome. Really beautiful. 1939 Indian 4, 77 cubic inch. This bike is complete and correct. The last year of the regular fender model. Okay. I like these little leather seats. It's pretty cool. $1940. I'll just go down this row. Here's a Triumph. There's a Norton. $1964 Harley Davis. Oh, look at that big grill on that one. This is Suzuki, 1976 Suzuki. This is a BMW bike. 1984 Honda. Here's a 1971 Honda. There's like 3 long rows of these bikes. And that's just one. Like I said, there's 3 rooms of motorcycles. So, kind of give you an overall view here of all the bikes. Okay. Well, I think we're going to stop here for the moment. I'm going to go do a walk up and down Marquette here to finish off the video. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go I'll maybe buy a hat or t-shirt or something and sign the guest book, and then I'll be right back and we'll walk the town here. Looks like the fog is lifted. It's still cloudy, but that's all right. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Kansas Motorcycle Museum here in Marquette, and a huge thank you to the gentleman that did the tour with us. This is an early Segway model. I think I showed this before. That's kind of cool. Okay, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. Just hang on. Okay, guys, we're going to start that tour of Marquette, Kansas. This is the Railroad Museum. And this is the post office here. 67464, Marquette, Kansas. That was a very interesting motorcycle museum with a lot of cool old motorcycles. This is kind of like an outdoor museum. We're probably going to go back and do it maybe later on this summer. We did not do it on this particular day. It's called the Range School Museum. And we were going to go through it, but because of the time element, we were like over 3 hours away, and we just decided that we just have to do this at another time. It just says, when this was organized in 1880, northwest of Marquette, 1906, a new school was built. It's just kind of a brief history of the school there. We're just going to go on here and just explore Marquette. We've got some really cool old buildings. This building coming up is actually the Marquette Museum, and it was not open at this time. It might be open later on, but maybe they might have to get somebody to meet us there and unlock doors and let us in. I'm not sure. Most real small towns like this, they don't keep things open all the time. But maybe we can come back and look at the museum and the Range School Museum. That would be interesting. We got a picture of some people on a motorbike. And then here is the outside of the building for the Kansas Motorcycle Museum. Really nice people in there. Really nice people. I think there was only one other. There was looked like a father and son were in there. They looked around a little bit, but I mean, other than that, there wasn't. I was the only one in there for most of it anyway. And he was gracious enough to do a tour, and I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, he volunteered. I didn't even ask. He just asked if he'd like me to. He would enjoy showing me around and explaining a few things, and I said, "That's sure. We can do that." It turned out to be a nice day later on in the day, but the morning hours was kind of foggy. But it finally cleared up a little bit. And here's a wooden sculpture of a motorcycle, of course. A place where people can come out and sit down on a nice day. They're in downtown Marquette. That says Valley Cafe, but I don't believe it's a cafe anymore. There's some empty buildings, but I like the design. I thought it was just pretty cool the way the trim of the buildings and that sort of thing. I thought was real nice. And there's some famous people up here at the very top of these buildings. I'll show you those here in just a minute. Looks like there's red skeleton there. And some of them I know, and some of them I do not know. But there's Emmett Kelly and Bob Hope and Judy Garland and Shirley Temple and Lucille Ball. Nested Fine Arts Center, I don't know that they were actually still open. And then we have Louis Armstrong coming up. Like I said, some of these I don't remember, but most of them I do. And this building right here, City Sundries, and it was really cool. They had an old-fashioned bar with a big mirror, and we went inside and looked around, and I'll have pictures at the end of the video. Fountain and gifts, and it was just really nice in there. Brought back some memories. It's not a very big main street. It's only like maybe 2 or 3 blocks long. But really cute little place. This is the Opera Block, built 1886 to 1887, I do believe. First brick building in Marquette, and it was an opera house originally. And this looks like down there that might have been an old gas station maybe or something, I'm not real sure. And of course it's got Opera House Block there on the side of the building. And more celebrities up top here. But they lined almost, well, those 2 buildings, maybe 3, were lined with famous. There's John Wayne. And then we're just going to circle around here a little bit. And there's a welcome to Marquette with all the sunflowers. I thought that was pretty cool. And I really don't know what this building might have been at one time. Looks like they've tried to fix it up a little bit over the years for tourists. Or people just happen to be passing through. Looks like they've done a lot of work to it. Different areas with benches and, you know, that sort of thing. And I like this building here with the rock. I thought that was pretty neat. It looks like a liquor store, maybe, right there. Well, that was an EMS building right there. And they've even got a little grocery store there. It's called Piper's. Piper's grocery store. Supermarket. Fine foods, it says. Just kind of showing you where we've been. kind of overall view of the little town. Now we're going to go back and walk down the other side. And there are some famous celebrities along that one building on the very top. Most of them I knew. As you can see, it looked like it was trying to clear off for us. There's George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln. Looked like Teddy Roosevelt there. And President, well, that was when it was General Eisenhower. And there's Amelia Earhart. And yeah, they had those all on these top part of these buildings. Looks like that antique store, I do not believe it was open. It might have been open, I'm not real sure. But this was on a weekday. This is Smoky Valley Distillery. This part of Kansas where Marquette is located is in the Smoky Valley. It's really kind of pretty. I mean, it'd be more prettier in the summertime, of course, but it's still kind of, even in the winter, it's still kind of pretty in its own way. And I like the way they did the upper parts of the building. And that store didn't look like it was had much going on. I like the way they painted the upper portions of the buildings. That must have been their cable provider. I think that MTC was where the locals got their receive their internet or get their internet from. And I just want to thank you all for coming along with us, joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the Motorcycle Museum and the little tour of downtown Marquette. And like we say, go out and explore your world, have fun, but be safe, be aware of your surroundings, and just have fun exploring your part of the country. This pole I thought was interesting with all the decorations on it. I thought that was pretty interesting. I think it's right in front of an art shop, and they decorated the pole, whatever it might have been, or at one time. I thought that was just kind of cool. That would have took a lot of work too. That would have took a lot of work. I think we're just about to the end of our video here. We got a little bit more to go, but They got American Legion. I like that blue they painted that. I like that shade of blue. And this building coming up is a library now, but yeah, I think it was originally a bank, but it's now a library, and it's coming up here. Built 1887. I mean, it just looks like it might have been a bank at one time. Just going to walk down here a little bit more, and that. If you like our videos, enjoy watching our videos, so ask that you would like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. Ring that notification bell. It'll keep you up to date with all of our videos. It does have library. Maybe it, okay, maybe it was originally a library. I think we've came for full circle. So, as I always say, we will see you on the next video.